Hi everyone, Esther Armada streaming live from Toronto, Canada, and we also have a special guest with us today. It's Maria Williams, and she's from down south, Arizona. How are you, Maria?
Awesome. How are you doing tonight?
I'm wonderful. I'm wonderful. So guys, I am really excited tonight to tell you about what we're going to be talking about a medical breakthrough. Maria is going to be talking to you about how you can potentially change your health in a positive manner. But before we do that, I just wanted to tell you a little bit about myself. I'm a mom of two, and I have been working online for just about a year right now. And you know what? I have to say, the journey wasn't easy. I failed a lot. I've learned a lot. But I would say that I had accidentally stumbled upon this opportunity. And it was because I was initially having issues with my health as well as my son. My son's on the spectrum, and I am of the mindset that if something is natural and safe, I will try anything. And if you're a parent, you know that you will go to the ends of the earth for your child and do anything and everything. So I found something that could potentially help my son. And what I decided to do was to take it myself as well. I mean, after all, I was giving it to my 5-year-old son. And I had suffered from tinnitus for about 7 years, as well as chronic pain for 10 years. And through this process and through taking and activating my body, my chronic pain disappeared, my tinnitus disappeared. And with my son, who is on the spectrum, I noticed a lot more communication, speech, receptive speech, expressive speech, interaction. He was a lot more engaging, and it just blew my mind. So with that being said, I knew I had to get involved with the organization. Health and wellness has always been a passion of mine. And from that point on, I made that decision to want to share this amazing, amazing gift with the world. So I am going to forward it on to Maria. Maria is a friend and mentor and business partner of mine. She's a beautiful person, and she as well, she's been sharing this information for years, and she's been changing so many lives financially as well as people's health. So Maria, I just wanted to hand it over to you and for you to take it over.
Thank you, Esther. Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be able to be sharing this information with your friends, family, everyone you know. I mean, because really, this is a medical breakthrough and the world needs to know about it, and they don't know about it. And what it can do is just so amazing. So hopefully tonight, my goal is to just share some science and some facts with you, what we have our hands on. And that's what I love, that there's so much science behind these products that validates what it actually does. And then show you the business side of it, that there is an opportunity built into this because nobody knows about this. We're a publicly traded company on the ground floor, and just super excited about this. So if you want to start the PowerPoint, I'll just kind of tell people how I got involved, because I don't have a medical background, but what I do have is that passionate about health, biohacking your body. And so 9 years ago, 2008, 10 years ago, right? 2008, bad economy. Unfortunately, our family got in the middle of that, right? And it affected us. My husband was in the insurance industry. I was in human resources. And we both had 6-figure incomes. We lived in Massachusetts on the East Coast of the United States. 2 children at the time, 9 and 11, and my husband's job got eliminated in a flash. His boss walked in and said, you know what, we're eliminating your whole entire department because of the bad economy. They had to restructure. I mean, he was the last person in the world that I ever thought would have lost his job. So he had to find something else, found something in Arizona. So we moved to Arizona. And when we made that decision as a family, I told him, you know what, I'm not working. My boys were 9 and 11. I worked 50, 60, 70 hours in the manufacturing industry and human resources, vice president of HR. And I said, I'm not going to do that to them. They're going into their teenage years. We're moving across the country, no family, no friends in an area that we don't know, and I'm not going to work. But I've worked since I was 16 years old. I was home for about a year, and then I got a little, okay, I need to find something. So I was praying and looking for, what could I do that could give me flexibility? I could still be a mom, can still be home and build something, and have a business or something I could do from home. And then my neighbor came over one hot July day. And I like to kid around with her that she trapped me in my house because I couldn't get out, right? So I'm in my house. We get the kids in the pool playing, and she goes, hey, I want to show you this ABC investigative report. You can go to the next slide. And I watched an ABC investigative report that blew my mind. I'm like, how do people not know about this? Because I was into health and wellness. In 2007, I worked in a manufacturing environment, very toxic. And in 2007, they thought that my blood work was off, and they thought that I had leukemia. So about 2007, I've been on a healthy quest, reading and trying to learn how can I be healthier. So what I knew was antioxidants. Antioxidants are something that help your body, but there's something much, much more powerful than that. And that's what we have our hands on. I'm just trying to see if she can get to the next slide. There you go. So what we have is biohacking. We're biohacking our body. It was almost a year ago on the Today Show. They were talking about nutrigenomics. Our company, we're at the forefront of nutrigenomics. We've been talking about nutrigenomics now for 7, 8 years and using this word, this terminology, which all it means is nutrition for your genes. If, scientists used to think that all our genes were coded, right? Most of our genes were coded, that if, your parents had something, you were going to get it. And those genes are coded. Now what they've discovered is that only 2% of your genes are coded. 98%, it's the environment. It's what we eat, what we're exposed to. And I just listened to a doctor this morning that said that it's probably 1% and even less than that. The more they discover that your genes, maybe someday they'll say they're not even coded, that it's all environmental. It's all what we're exposed to. It's all what your mom is exposed to, and then she has you. You're already coming to this world exposed to these toxins that were in her body. So this nutrigenomics area, branch of science, this personalized health market, right now it's a $300 billion industry where people are trying to get healthy the natural way. And in 2020, just 2 years from now, they're predicting it's going to be a $600 billion industry. And when I saw this last year, I almost fell off the chair because I was like, oh my goodness. And we have a medical breakthrough. We're at the forefront of nutrigenomics, delving into the science, finding natural ways to correct your gene expression. And what we found is NRF2 activation. We have the most potent NRF2 activator in the world. All NRF2 is a protein. But this is from Washington State University. Nothing to do with our company, which I love, but just talking about the potential of NRF2. And it's saying that it may well become the most extraordinary therapeutic and most extraordinary preventative breakthrough in the history of medicine. And so why is this all so important? Because one of the things that NRF2, when you activate that protein in your body, it goes into your body, it finds a problem, it goes back to the cell, communicates with the cell, and fixes the problem. One of the main things that it does is it reduces oxidative stress. Think of oxidation. Think of rust on metal. Think of the apple, right? Cut an apple, open it up, put it on the counter, or bananas, they turn brown. That's the same process. That's the same chemical reaction that happens inside of your body. And all those things around there are what cause it. Why is that important? Because I'm going to tell you something you probably have never heard. Almost every single disease, I'm not going to say every because there could be one that isn't, but almost every single disease is linked to oxidative stress. And what I love is that you don't have to believe me. You can go to search Google Scholar or go to the National Institute of Health's website, www.pubmed.gov, and you can type in oxidative stress and diabetes, oxidative stress and heart disease, oxidative stress and cancers, oxidative stress and melanoma, oxidative stress and kidney disease. You can look around that circle, all the diseases that are linked to oxidative stress. And what our product does, our main signature product, this Nerve2 activation, what it does is it can reduce oxidative stress by 40% in 30 days, and with continued use up to 70%. And we have proven that, a human study proving that it does that. So what's the significance? So look at that apple. If you can reduce 40% of that browning on that apple, and then with continued use up to 70%, is that apple going to be greener, last longer? Yes, it's going to be, think of health-wise, it's going to be healthier. We don't say that we can cure, treat, or prevent any disease. That's not what it does. What this does, it gets your body back into balance, gets your body healthy, operating the way it's supposed to operate. And that is the magic, is getting your body back into balance. And that's what we're doing. And then let your body, let nutrigenomics, right? Let your genes work the way they're supposed to work. And that's really the true miracle. So we're going to show you that ABC prime time, and then I'll get back and tell you the rest of the story.
The following is an ABC primetime investigative report that aired in 2005.
You want to get an edge on turning back the clock with just a few pills? Who doesn't? Well, it's no longer science fiction, but science possibility, a potential breakthrough. As I found out firsthand, there may be a way to erase years, at least inside my body. Granted, it's down the road, but some scientists are wondering if a new pill I took might offer a very long life.
It may not look like the fountain of youth, but inside this nondescript building, I'm about to become part of an exciting experiment, a kind of guinea pig.
Dr. McCord, okay.
I'm here at the University of Colorado in Denver to meet Dr. Joe McCord, a world-renowned scientist.
This is pretty exciting stuff you're finding, huh?
It is. We're very excited about it.
His latest research could very well unravel the mystery of aging itself. And his decades of experiments may have the potential of adding years to people's lives and possibly prevent chronic diseases like cancer, diabetes, and heart disease. It all centers around this small yellow pill, and for me, it begins with a blood test.
It wouldn't be the first time I've given blood for this company.
They want to check my levels of something called T-bars, which is a rough indicator of a person's actual age. T-bars can identify a condition known as oxidative stress, a kind of measure of the wear and tear on our bodies. Oxidative stress, like the rusting of an engine, is not a good thing.
Bad for the body,
Leading to disease.
leading to disease and leading to malfunction, and importantly, leading to what we call aging. It is a slow progression of increasing oxidative stress. That's the main characteristic biochemically of the aging process.
The problem of aging begins with the very food we eat to give us energy. As our cells burn that food, they also release toxic chemicals. Those chemicals, you may know them as free radicals, react with all the components of our cells, literally bombarding them millions of times per second, damaging all our cells. The result? Oxidative stress, and we all have it. The body fights back with a system of defenses. It makes two antioxidant enzymes, catalase and SOD, whose job is to gobble up the free radicals before they can harm our cells. But as we get older, some of those toxic radicals overwhelm our enzymes and wreak their havoc. For a long time, scientists thought that antioxidant vitamins like C and E would lower it, but they don't.
It's turned out in just the last 5 years or so, we see that they're not good enough tools. They're not powerful enough.
But this pill, he says, is powerful enough. In fact, many times more powerful.
So, doctor, how often do I take these?
And so, here I go. With that swallow, I've just become part of a potentially landmark scientific experiment. Doesn't taste bad. It's called Protandim, and tests on both mice and humans have already shown that it revs up the manufacture of those good enzymes in our bodies. More enzymes, fewer free radicals to harm us. Whether that will lead to longer life is still unknown. Experiments to see if mice live longer are about to get underway, but it's a tantalizing theory.
Right now, all we know is that this preparation decreases oxidative stress. Oxidative stress is not a disease, just like aging is not in itself a disease, but it's something that accompanies and is attached to many disease processes.
Have you discovered the fountain of youth?
I wouldn't put it that way, but we may have discovered something that will tell us a lot more about how we age, what happens biochemically, and maybe how we can slow it down. So you can see the age-related.
Normally, oxidative stress, measured by those T-bars, increases with age. But in Dr. McCord's tests, taking just one pill of Protandim a day reversed that trend for everyone at every age, even for an 80-year-old.
They all are reduced to the level of oxidative stress that one would expect, frankly, in a newborn or a very young child.
Back to the oxidative stress levels of a child? It sounds too good to be true. Will Protandim work on me?
But what about my progress? After nearly 2 weeks now, it's time to get my results. Dr. McCord calculates the numbers. The result, my level of oxidative stress has declined dramatically.
45%, that's excellent.
Just look at where I fall on the graph, before and after.
Which, if extrapolated back, is the level you would see in a newborn baby.
Have we turned back the clock? Well, maybe not on the outside, but deep inside within my cells. Yes, indeed.
Would you suggest I keep taking this supplement?
I would.
And so, ancient Eastern healing and modern Western medicine may soon be working together. High oxidative stress is associated with more than aging. It's been linked to hundreds of illnesses.
It's at the very center of many diseases: liver disease, diabetes, emphysema, asthma. I've studied all of these: strokes, heart attacks,
Even mental disease.
yes,
Depression?
Alzheimer's disease, depression. So we do know that oxidative stress is part of those disease processes. And I don't want to wait until I'm 80 years old and find out that I should have taken it.
The company that makes Protandim says its tests show the pill, made from ingredients used for centuries, is absolutely safe. But because it's being sold as a nutritional supplement and not a drug, Protandim does not need FDA approval for safety.
Protandim NRF2 is protected by 7 U.S. patents. Major universities and government agencies initiated and continue self-funded studies following the ABC Primetime Investigative Report you just viewed that originally aired back in 2005. These studies continue to reveal more scientific evidence about Protandim NRF2's unique benefits and to evaluate how this anti-aging breakthrough can prevent and improve many of the problems associated with aging. The next video will bring you up to date on what happened next.
So the vitality stack starts with the basic foundation, Nerve 1, Nerve 2 PROBIO, to which we added the new product Omega Plus.
Nerve 1 is helping specifically our mitochondrial function. It's helping the number of mitochondria that we need, so it helps the energy state, and it's also helping as far as what the blueprint is being followed, what genes are being expressed. Unfortunately, mitochondria, they produce free radicals, and oxidative stress is actually increased the more powerful they are and the more in use they are. So we need to take Protandim Nerve 2 alongside with it to decrease that free radicals, to decrease that oxidative stress that's happening. And that's why we also call it a 1-2 punch, because not only are we helping our mitochondria function normally, but we need to clean up the debris that happens with a good functioning mitochondria.
The probiotic that we have, it's going to improve the health of the gut, which is where 80% of your immune system starts.
So to have the company create a PROBIO that has well-being in it, that helps to calm that immune response, and in a time-release fashion where it actually gets throughout the whole intestinal tract to address the immune system,
The omega-3s are an essential component of our cell membranes, and omega-3 deficiency makes that cell membrane not function very well. We need those omega-3s to keep our cell membranes, our nervous system, our brain healthy. The other thing, vitamin D is something that is just essential from all aspects. It improves immune systems. I think when you combine all of these products together, you've got the home run.
We're going to continue to be at the forefront of nutrigenomics, coming up with scientific products that are proven to get a better benefit than you could possibly get by just taking those ingredients alone and then applying that to the biohacking outcomes of our customers today.
So there you have it. That aired back in 2005. So, going to the next one. Yeah, so that aired back in 2005. And like I said, we're a publicly traded company. Today we're on NASDAQ. Our stock was around $1. And when that aired, just on sheer speculation, the stock went to over $20 in a couple of weeks. But the good thing that started was that universities around the world started contacting the company and saying, hey, they knew they were studying diseases that were linked to oxidative stress, and they had never found anything that could reduce it that significantly, and they wanted to see what's it going to do to the diseases. So the company was excited and said, sure, here, take our product, go study it, tell us what it does. What happened with the company, sales-wise, it was doing $3 to $4 million a year, and it did over $5 million in orders in a couple of weeks. And why are you asking, why are we hearing it about now? Because the problem was they couldn't handle the $5 million of orders. They tried online selling it. They tried retail. It actually used to sell in stores, but nobody knew what it did. The bottle sat there on the shelf, and there was no explanation. And then the company realized, hey, we have to get out of this retail model, and we got to get into the direct sales model, whereas it's just people telling people about it, people having great results, getting excited, sharing it with others, and building their own teams, their own business, a home-based business. And since we have done that, we've taken this company from $3 to $4 million to over $200 million in the last 8 years that I have been involved. And we've brought on more products to kind of, expand the whole total body wellness. But the best thing that came out of that ABC that aired was universities around the world started getting their studies done and getting them published on PubMed.gov. Today we have, I think we're up to 26 peer-reviewed studies. And why that's important, because supplements that you take off the shelf and anything you're taking, there are not studies on that branded supplement that you're taking. There may be a study on vitamin C, but a specific branded one that is so potent doesn't exist. We have turmeric in our product, right? So there are tons of studies on turmeric, but there's a study on our product, the branded name of it, and that's very huge. We're published in the American Heart Association, the first time ever that a supplement has been published in the American Heart Association. Universities like Louisiana State, Ohio State for Louisiana State for melanoma skin cancers. We have studies on 4 or 5 other studies on heart disease, studies on MS, which 1 out of 4 women are getting MS, very high in the female population. Johns Hopkins University is doing research right now on cancer. Huge, showing that by detoxifying your body, increasing these antioxidant enzymes, increasing this NRF2 activation, what it can do for cancer. And we have a study on aging, how it can extend life. So pharmaceutical companies right now, they're trying to copy what we have and develop drugs. There's only one on the market, Biohacking, and that is for MS actually. And they tested our product against their product, and I'll show you that in a second. Next slide. Oh, here it is. So Biohacking was developing their drug that is a NRF2 activator. So they went out in the market and looked at what other NRF2 activators are out there. They found our product, and this is the results of their own study. This is a huge pharmaceutical company that has already made $6 billion with this drug. But they found that, interestingly, Protandim, a dietary supplement consisting of herbal ingredients, was the most potent inducer and therefore maybe the most suited as a therapeutic strategy. So their own research said that our NRF2 activator was even more potent than the drug that they have on the market. And we have another study that just came out a year ago showing how it can help with MS because it reduces oxidative stress, which oxidative stress is linked to damaging the oligodendrites, which are proteins in the brain. And those proteins, when they're damaged, they're what leads to MS. So once again, it's just reducing that oxidative stress in your body to get the body back into balance to protect itself from the damages that oxidative stress does in your body. Okay, Esther. So you may say, well, you know, I take an antioxidant, you know, I take vitamin C, vitamin E, CoQ10, or, you know, resveratrol. Those are direct antioxidants. It's a 1-to-1 ratio. One molecule of an antioxidant destroys one free radical and then the body eliminates it. I like to give the analogy, this is like having the flip phone to the smartphones, right? I have an iPhone 10. Do you want the iPhone 10 or do you want to go back to the flip phone? Direct antioxidants are really going to become a thing of the past. It's going to be about activation. Supplementation is the past and activation is where the future is going. And that's where nutrigenomics is. And that's a 1,000,000-to-1 ratio, right? I'd rather have one enzyme neutralizing 1,000,000 free radicals per second every second of the day. That's why it's important, because it increases the production of enzymes like SOD, catalase, glutathione. Glutathione is super important. It's the master regulator of your body, and it can increase it by 300%. So this is Protandim, our signature product. NRF2 activator, reduces oxidative stress. We have a study that just came out, I think a year and a half ago, from the National Institute on Aging. And they have been doing a study for around 8 to 10 years on what can extend your lifespan. They did it on drugs and they did it on supplements. And what they found, the only supplement out of hundreds and hundreds that they tested turmeric, they tested green tea, they tested vitamin C, they tested resveratrol, you know, things that you know that are antioxidants. And what they found was that Protandim was the only one showed any significance that it could extend the lifespan. And they actually did the study with only half the dosage that they should have been giving the mice. Who knows, it could have been even more, but they show that it can give you an average of 7% of extending your lifespan. That's like 5 extra years. Like, who wouldn't want to have a loved one around 5 extra years? So a lot of people will say to me, well, I take green tea, I take turmeric, I take some of these products. I've actually met someone that took all 5 of these products. But the problem is you're not getting the synergy of those 5 products, how they work in combination. It's like baking a cake, right? If the recipe calls for 3 eggs, but you like eggs and you want to put 4 because you like eggs, it's not going to be the same. Or you don't have enough eggs and you put only 2, it's not going to be the same. So this is an exact formula. That's why we have 7 patents protecting this product, because it's the exact ratios, how these ingredients were put together, that it makes it 1,800% more effective. And these are very small dosages of these herbs are very small dosages, but it's 1,800% more effective than if you were to take them full dosages of what's recommended daily of those ingredients. It's 1,800% more effective. So we, the company started looking at, where else in the body can we go? Where else can we improve? And then the next step that they found is mitochondria dysfunction. Your mitochondria is the engine of your cell. What damages mitochondria is oxidative stress. So first you got to reduce the oxidative stress, and then you got to fix your mitochondria, because what they found is that mitochondrial dysfunction leads to cancers, diabetes, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, Huntington's disease, fibromyalgia, autism. So what we developed was a NRF1 activator. Next slide. And what this does is it's a combination of 5 other different ingredients. It has CoQ10 in it. It has alpha-lipoic acid, grapeseed extract, and L-carotene in it. And those ingredients together are an NRF1 activator. And when you activate NRF1, it goes directly to the mitochondria and increases the production of the mitochondria in your body. So you have like the 1-2 punch, the NRF2 activator and then the NRF1 for this total body wellness. So our next product is probiotics. So there's a lot of research now being done on leaky gut syndrome. It's when the junctures of your gut are tight, that means toxins are flowing into your bloodstream. So we looked at probiotics and said, how can we improve probiotics so they're more efficient? Usually only 4% of probiotics that you take get into your gut because of the stomach acid kills it. So we put BIOHACK technology, which is an invisible coating on our probiotic, so it gets into your gut. And we have a prebiotic, which once it starts to break down in your gut, it starts to flourish, right? So we have a 60% survival rate of our probiotic that gets through the stomach. We have people that have been on real expensive refrigerated probiotics, and they get on this probiotic and just night and day difference that they have with this. Next slide. Then we just developed an omega plus, an omega fish oil. And we don't have omega-6 in it because you get plenty from your diet. What you need is omega-3 and omega-7 for your body. This helps support your brain, your cardiovascular, your skin system, your immune system. It helps with weight management, improves your metabolism. We're very careful with our omega. We can trace it from the boat to the bottle. We know where it's harvested. Caught in the wild. We want wild, fish in order to get into our, so there's no mercury in it, there's no metals in it, and it's traced and we can see exactly where it was fished from. And it's processed right on the boat. So as they're processing the fillet and all of that, it's completely processed on the boat. So then we took that NRF2 activation because of that skin cancer study that said that it could reduce the skin, the tumors beneath the skin. The company thought, well, maybe we'll develop a topical. And so they made it into a skincare line. And not only does it help with the fine lines and wrinkles, but it has the same healing properties that the NRF2 activation has inside on a cellular level. It does it on the skin. So what does that mean? Is that we've seen people have improvements with rosacea, skin cancer, eczema, psoriasis, with using these products right on the skin, and besides the fine lines and wrinkles. As you can see, this woman on day 1 and day 61. This is a real live person that took a self portrait of herself of what it had done for her. So these products have free shipping. We've bundled them together. Of course, you can get them individually, but we were looking at, how, because people were buying all 4 of these, how can we bundle them and give a benefit to our customers? So the benefit is we bundled this all together, called it a vitality stack. You can get all 4 of them and have some savings there. And we also developed this travel vitality stack that people are not using it not only for travel. I have 2 boys in college today, and they love ripping off those packages and just taking it all at once, and they don't have to think of, how many do I, it's all prepackaged for them, and it makes it really, really simple that way. And the True Science is also free shipping. So we just have a couple of more products that I'll go through real quickly. The next slide. So we took that science with that NRF2 activation, and we put it into a drink, an Axio brain food. It was originally made to be energy drink, but what we found is that it's helping with your brain. Focus, clarity. Can you get the slide changed, Esther? Awesome, thank you. Yeah, so it's opening, it's unlocking your brain. I just saw, like I said, I was just listening to this doctor talking about the neurons in your brain and those, and you can actually, and the connections in your brain. And this unlocks those connections. Children that are on the spectrum, or even with ADHD, ADD, we found that they can focus, mental clarity. Oh, it's saying I'm muted. Nope, it says I'm not muted. So interesting. It might be. Can you hear me now? Oh, hang on a second. Technical difficulties always. Unmute. It says I'm unmuted. Want me to log out and log back in? That's real live stuff. That's what happens. All right, I'm going to log out and I'm going to log back in then and see if that works. Hang on, everyone.
Hi, Maria? Maria? Sorry, guys. I am not sure what is going on. Maria is muted, and I can't seem to... Maria?
Yes. Okay. Can you hear me now?
Hi. I think it's muted. Have you muted yourself?
Nope.
I'm not sure what's going on.
Nope. I'm unmuted.
No, I cannot hear you.
Is it on your end? Did you mute the participants?
Okay, sorry guys. Bear with us. I'm not sure what is going on here.
You're frozen now.
It's lost.
You're back. Can you hear me? Somebody on Facebook is telling me they hear us loud and clear.
Hi.
All right. Can you hear me?
Okay. So I can't hear you. So what we're going to, Maria, if you can hear me, what we're going to do is we're just going to end it here. For some reason, you're muted. I don't know if everyone else can hear you. I certainly can't.
They said they could.
But if you have any questions, if Maria has invited you, please get back to her. And for those that have been invited by myself, just get back to me as well. And I can answer any sort of questions that you may have. I apologize, everyone. I'm not exactly sure what happened, but I will certainly be in touch with those of you that have attended. And I appreciate all of you for taking out this time to be with us here tonight. Okay? Okay. Bye, everyone. We'll see you later.